Alright, so I'd like to make an announcement. I can see the future. I'm going to show you proof here in a minute. When I was in Izmir, I was taking some college courses. Planned getting out. Izmir, I knew I was getting out. I didn't have an EPR done. I didn't test. But I was taking a criminal justice class. And as I was looking through all my retirement stuff, getting ready for this, getting the materials for the speech, making sure all my paperwork was done, I ran across this paper that I wrote. And this is 1998, okay? And this is why I can see the future. Ready? So 5 years from now, I will be either in anti-terrorism business or working with the DEA. I'll get there by having a bachelor's degree. Okay, guess what I was doing 5 years from 1998? I was in Aliyah Salim, NCOIC Force Protection, and anti-terrorism. So there you go. I was doing anti-terrorism stuff at that point in time. Now with my bachelor's degree, I still work on my 2-year degree. But 10 years. Sorry, let me start with the title. The title of the paper was "Where Will I Be in Law Enforcement 5, 10, and 20 years from now?" I wasn't really necessarily planning on being in law enforcement once I got out. I wanted to go to college and do something different, see what else is out there. But 10 years from now, I'll be in charge of a department and section. I was thinking, what did I do 10 years from 1998? I was at the 820th, doing NCOIC of Combat Technologies and Training. So I was actually in charge of a section 10 years from when I wrote this paper. And to get there, it took a lot of hard work and effort. So I was actually working on my bachelor's degree when I got that job. And then finally, here's a kicker. 20 years from now, I'll be in one of the top positions of my organization. Okay? So I'm leaving the Air Force as S4 Logistics, which is one of the top positions in our squadron. And this was written in 1998. I officially retired January 2018. So 20 years. So I kind of nailed it on that. And I'd say I'd have my master's degree. Granted, I didn't get my master's degree. I was working on it though. So, and the future, I didn't realize this, but this is subconscious. These were general goals. But the future is what you plan on achieving with your life. You gotta have those long-term plans and go after them. And that's how come I can see the future. Even though it didn't go exactly as planned here, but it's because I was going after the goals. And that's why I can see the future here. I'm looking at everyone here, everyone back home, around the world. You are the future in the Air Force and in our country. Okay? And even though I'm leaving the military, I'm still going to be working on other things towards the future. But you also have to look at that. Someone's going to have to fill my spot that I've left. So constantly be looking forward. It's great. Thank you for the past. But now we got to move forward. Okay? So constantly look at that. So that way you can find out where you need to go. And I know y'all will do a great job at it. I know it. Especially we're low man right now, but we're starting to pick up more manning, stuff like that. So it just takes a little effort. But when you take that little effort, you learn a lot more. When I was put in the S4 position, even though I only had 3 or 4 months left to go before I retired, I learned a lot. I gained a lot of knowledge that I couldn't only use in the military, but I can use on the outside world too. But I accepted that challenge. I could have just sat there and did nothing really, and still got by. Huh?
There you go.
You're right, I couldn't do that. But, whatever challenges are put in front of you, go and meet it. If you get in trouble, look ahead, see what you can do to get yourself out of trouble, and keep pushing forward. Everyone will get in trouble. I've gotten in trouble several times throughout my military career. I use that as a learning lesson, keep pushing forward and become a better person. So just remember that. Find out where you want to go and go for it. So, another thing I got to mention here is I kind of wrote this in when I did this paper. And it says, I will be 42 years old when I'm done. Okay? So next year I'll be 42. I kind of landed up. But there's one last thing that I thought was kind of weird why I would put this on this paper. And that is, I want to be a writer all throughout my whole time. And I've been doing that. I've been writing and doing such things throughout my whole military career. And, where are you guys at? So, Horton, can you go around to the other side? So, I've got a gift for everyone here, and also I'll bring some more to the squadron too. A way to say thank you, and to keep this speech down, because if not, I'd be up here for 3 or 4 hours, and I know everyone doesn't want to be up here for that long. So this is a way of saying thank you for everything that you've taught me. You guys can go ahead and start pressing out. So I wrote a book, all right? It's called Rank Up, How to Become a Solid Flight Chief. And this is based on my years. It's based on, there's 4 parts to it. The first part's about goal achievement. The second part is supervising, learning the different steps of supervising going up. And then the third part's just tidbits of information that will help you get there. And then the final is just a conclusion. But this is some of the knowledge I've learned along the way to get where you need to go to become a solid flight chief as a master sergeant. Because when you're, sir, sorry, I present this. Thank you for being the officiator for my retirement ceremony. Sir, I appreciate it. My pleasure. No. And the key here is I want you all to become solid leaders, solid supervisors throughout the career, because you're going to have leadership or you'll have airmen who like you and ones who don't like you, but the key is to become that solid flight chief. And this is my way of saying thank you and also some mentoring along your way up. And I'm definitely up for feedback along the way too, because this book's not perfect, just like me. I'm not perfect. Because I had to put everything together and rush it, but please let me know what you think of it, what you like. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. It's weird, but let me just wrap this up, because I'm starting rambling. The other day, I think it was yesterday, started to chant and I were talking. He asked me if I want to have like 100 quotes in my thing. I don't usually use quotes, but I want to use one quote, and it's funny because it's a fortune cookie quote. and I kept it in my wallet for years and years and years. I'll look at it once in a while, but not until recently I said, let me look at this quote. And I think this is a perfect quote to end on because I really believe in what it means. So here it is. Apply yourself to the basics and progress will follow. Okay, that's the message I really want to leave you with. Learn the basics well, and then build up on them. Because once you know the basics, then you can always have something to fall back on. But when you're not learning the basics and you automatically jump up to the highest level, then it'll fall apart on you. So, especially while you're young, you want to learn the job inside and out that you're at. If you're on the gate, believe me, the longer I've been in, the more I hate the gate because I break the gate at every single level. But when I first came in, like Colonel Joe was talking about, busting the DUIs and finding fake IDs, I used that to my advantage. That's how I learned how to talk with people. That's how I learned to deal with people. That's how I learned to do paperwork, how to apprehend and arrest and signs to look for. But if you don't use wherever position you're at to your advantage, then everything will fall away. So the basics, know the basics, and progress will follow. And I just want to leave you all with that. Thank you. Thank you for coming.